Close your ears if you ain't ready for the real shit.
Hey, check it out. Yo, what's good, 7 cities and beyond? We are in the building right now. Yours truly, infamous DJ Kustom. Got my man.
What up, DJ Strez?
DJ Strez back in the building.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, man.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Dream Squad back in the building. Shout outs to Blue. Everybody in here. Baldy. What's poppin'?
What up, though?
Yo, right now, got my man in the building, Anthony Gonzalez, a.k.a. Geezy. Tone, what's poppin', brother?
I can hear the booze. I hear the booze.
Ain't nobody booing you, man. Ain't nobody booing you, man. What's good with you? How you been?
I've been good. I'm good.
You look good. You in shape?
Hey, man, listen, man. It's all a facade.
Oh, was the black? You got the black on to make you look slim?
Yeah, you know.
Got the whole beard, Jake, Papa Smurf,
You
chilling.
already know, man.
I be watching you on social media, man. You out there doing it up, though, right?
Hey, man, nah, man. I'm trying to enjoy my life, man, you know. I've been home 3 years.
Oh, man, God bless, man. That's awesome.
3 years, man.
That's what's popping. So, look, man, we in here because, everybody been talking. Streets been talking for a minute. We got 3 years of what the hell been happening, So we going to start off out the gate. My man, Tone Geezy Gonzalez, is also the man who was the Clipse manager, right?
Yep.
So we done seen all the other interviews and shit. We ain't worried about that. We home. So we
cuss?
Hell yeah, because we gonna do what we do. I told you it's radio, but we gonna you
and
good.
I'm not a big cusser, but
I know you're not, but on this shit, you got to cuss because this 3 years worth of shit we got to talk about.
We don't like to use the word nigga, but I
if there's niggas that we got to talk about, you get to use it.
Okay.
All right. So now let's get real with the shit. You were the Clipse manager. Facts. We gonna get in with that first. Let's start there.
Okay.
And then we'll just take it everywhere we need to go. Wherever we need to stop, put the brakes, make a left turn, talk about that for a little bit. We'll do that, then we'll get back with the GPS and get back on the road. Eventually we gonna get where we going, but we gonna take the scenic route.
Do what you do, baby.
So let's start with the Clipse manager. How did that happen to you, man?
It kind of fell in my lap.
Fell in your lap.
I
need you to talk into this microphone though, because you real chill right now, but I want you to be hyped because you talking.
I think I get hyped with what kind of question you ask me.
Okay.
But,
they coming.
But I started with going to the studio from this mutual friend, and he took me to the studio, and Pharrell them was in the studio working with the Clipse.
Right.
I went in there with another friend of mine from my neighborhood who actually rapped. And he already knew Pharrell. So it was crazy because it was an elephant in the room.
Right.
Like, yo, what you got this dude?
What this nigga doing up in here?
Yeah, you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And because me not really knowing the whole history of the Teddy Riley thing and all that, you know what I mean? I ain't know who Teddy Riley was, on the truth.
And see, real quick for everybody that's just now listening and don't really know, we talking about everybody. Because these are links to a major chain out here in the 757. Teddy Riley was out here. He had some people on house arrest or the shelf is what they call them in the music game. They were signed to him. They weren't doing shit. Timbaland was part of that camp. Pharrell and them was part of that camp. They was all signed, but they won't get the recognition. And then they started getting the recognition and all the shit started popping off. That's how it happened. So moving forward, you in the studio, you got the elephant with you in the room, everybody talking. How did it become, hey, we want you to be their manager?
First off, with this being such realness in this room, I did, like you said, the other interviews, so I really couldn't say certain stuff and get into a lot of stuff. But that was in the streets heavy.
Okay.
But when I say heavy, I ain't talking about with a lot of kids and all this. I'm talking about, I'm like breaking down 8 balls, quarters, you know what I mean?
You was working in the streets.
Yeah, I was working. I was good in different neighborhoods and stuff. So people knew who I was, but then also just from sports and stuff in school. I was running track. I was playing football.
Right.
I was doing all that.
So you weren't just the average street nigga. You was one of them dudes that was like, okay, he like a Renaissance man.
Yeah. So with just being in that studio, they knew who I was.
Right.
Already. So, but with the elephant in the room, I had to get the elephant out the room because it was like, we ain't feeling this.
We ain't talking. We don't like him.
Yeah. So I take the elephant out the room. I take the elephant back to the to the hood.
To the hood. You take him back to the cage. Get in there. We be back.
So I'm like, yo, let me take him back and I come back.
Okay.
I don't want to get too deep because there's a lot of stuff that's in my book, but we end up going back the next day. We end up getting into a fight with this guy in Lynn Haven Mall.
The beach.
Yes, we all goes to Lynn Haven Mall And I remember it's Pusha there, it's Miles there,
Okay.
Pharrell there,
Yeah, because I was getting ready to ask you, who the hell was we?
everybody was there. But the ones who fought, it was me and Malice's friend, a guy named Bab.
Right.
So I don't want to go into too much because
In this room, you don't have to go into too much because when you say names, we like, oh, we know. But
I would tell you this: a situation happened, and we ran into the guy who it was a situation with. Right.
okay.
So now me and Bal got the same idea. You know, like I said, I grew up from a neighborhood just always fight. I think my record probably about 4-1.
That's my record.
Yeah, it was like 4-1.
Anytime you get your fight record, you got some fight. I think my record about
well, 4-1. And I remember the one like yesterday because when he slammed me, it was like ooh.
The street said ooh, or you said ooh?
Both. But anyway, me and Bal had the same mentality of saying, yo, we need to try to prove ourselves.
Yeah, wreck 'em.
So me and Bab both run over there because, our thing is trying to get in good graces.
Right.
These dudes let them know, yo, keep us around.
Keep us around.
You know
We
what I'm
here.
saying?
We got you.
We here. So we run over. I grabbed the guy and Bab grabbed the guy. And we actually trying to fight to see who can
Take the guy down.
Also security come running, this and that.
Yeah, y'all was taking too long.
Yeah, we taking too long. So we end up taking off, end up going back to the studio talking about whatever.
Okay.
So, it was all fun and games. But next thing I know, I start going on the road with Pharrell, me and Pusha. We going everywhere.
That's the thing about street love, man. It's like you ain't got to do much to link in, but once you get linked in and you still putting that time in, it's like, yo, that's my man. Come on, let's rock. All right, so you went out there, y'all got in a little scrap at the mall. You went back, y'all chopped it up, laughed at y'all beating the dude up, and then everybody started talking. The next thing you know, you on the road, and then you road manager, you manager. What you doing?
As time passed, because Pharrell was trying to shop them a deal because they got dropped from Electra. So in the mix of all that, the guy said, yo, we can make you our road manager. Because at the time, I had like a clothing store by military called Geezy.
Hey, when you look around for information and they be like, nigga, I don't know. Geezy's, that's what it was.
Yep, I had that, and I had a barbershop and hair salon.
You was an entrepreneur nigga out there.
But the thing was, I wasn't really trying to run these operations.
Right.
I was just using it as a front to say, hey, I don't sell drugs, I got businesses.
Right.
I don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you out there like, what's your boys in that movie? What was that joint that was on HBO, man? With
The Wire.
The Wire, that's what it was. He out there like Avon and Stringer out there joint.
So I think they knew that I was, good with money, but at the same time, I was also the life of the party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you had a goal back then.
Yeah, I had a goal back
You ain't got that now.
No, I ain't got that
You
now.
grew up. I'm proud of you. Dap you up for that.
Don't forget about your club.
What club? Ain't had no club then.
See, that's when people just jump out in the background talking. You ain't even got a mic in front of you right now. These are not your questions, but you just baldy mic. Don't worry about it. I ain't even talking to you.
But we had started throwing parties and stuff. Actually, I remember my first party. It was at Shadows, and we did a party with Teddy Riley, Timbaland, and Pharrell. That was like one of our first parties that we actually did.
It sound like a little jump ball back
crazy.
then.
Shadows on the whole about 250, 250. But I think we had about
legally.
I think we had like 700 people in there. I was like, yo,
was always there.
I was like, yo, we need to keep doing this.
That back corner in Shadows used to be ridiculous in the back corner, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so they like how you moved. They put you in the group. Everything was good. You rocked when you started out as the road manager. What happened with the switch?
When they ended up getting
the new deal
signed, Rod Walker, which was Pharrell manager, he was going to run the label because, it was Arista and Star Trek was the imprint. So Rob couldn't be their manager because there had been a conflict of interest. So that's when it was like, yo, come on, be our manager. But it was a guy named Mike Odom. He was supposed to help me learn because he was Rob Walker like assistant. So they said, yo, you know what? Since you don't know too much, we're going to put Mike Odom in place to go and help you out, and we'll go get the management fee. When it was taking a while for grinding to get played and all that, and it was like, these guys don't probably know what they're doing because they were looking at us like, y'all the managers, what y'all gonna do? They ended up firing Mike Odom.
You was the dude that just stepped in and took over at that point.
Yep.
Let's talk about grinding. The reason we're gonna talk about grinding right now, grinding was a record that when you bought that record to the DJs, it was like, I need you to play this for me. When Strez got that record and started playing that joint on the air, it just went crazy at home. Because all the DJs started hitting you up, right?
Right.
Where you get that? Can I get that? Yo, I need that. And that joint was bananas. So
Won't no payola
Oh,
involved,
nah.
won't
Nah.
none of that. It was
Nah.
like,
Nah.
we got this record, it's
got
about
this-
to take off.
That's it.
Show some hometown
That's
love.
it.
And that's what I was always known for anyway. So
That's it. Because look,
what I did.
when I got the record from Strez and I played the record and we both playing it, I think right after that I went to Cali for something. I was in Cali And when I heard the record, I was like, yo, this shit is about to be crazy for the whole team.
Yeah.
This is my question. Everybody's seen the Vlad interviews, the 2-part, 3-part. How many parts was the shit? 4?
No,
like
they're like 7 now, but I think he's going to have like 15 parts.
I need you to verify. Tell me about this 90-95% thing about they song or that first album.
Well, see, now you saying first album.
Yeah.
That was the question.
That was the question, right?
That was the question he asked.
All right, what'd he say?
Said, on the first album, how do you feel that their lyrics played a part of some...
Basically, how did they reflect what you were doing?
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
But that ain't how they put it out there to the people.
He said the question just like that. But on the clickbait, he don't put the first album. He just put
90 to 95% of the Clipse music is about my life.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question. Who took that the wrong way?
I don't know. You got to ask the people.
Do you think people took that the wrong way?
People read the title and don't listen to the interview.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can see how people would take it, the wrong way.
Clear that up for me right now. If the title was written wrong, because it didn't say first album, it's cleared up?
I mean, I don't know, because some people might probably feel like by me saying that I had a big influence, like far with the first album, some people probably think that that's wrong. Because you got to understand, on this album, Pusha talk a lot about Panama a lot. I took Pusha to Panama with me. He bought his own ticket.
Yeah, no, of course.
But I took him to Panama out there to actually meet my uncle. So with him coming back, talking about Panama on the album, if I would have never took him to Panama, you think he would have said Panama on the album?
Nah. Hey, listen, I keep it 1,000 with you. And this man was right with me. The first time we heard him say, ugh, we said, you need to put that in everything. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to say that he put that in everything because we told him to do it. Yeah. But I know that bird was floating around at that time. Yeah.
But then also going into to even doing the video grinding, I actually came on my pocket between $10,000 and $15,000 of my own money. This was money that didn't have nothing to do with music money.
Right.
You got 2 cars in the video. It's 2 black Mercedes. Me and one of my little cousins flew to New York and drove them 2 cars back. Instead of just getting 1 dressing room, I said, man, they grown men. I went and got 2 dressing rooms for them to change and stuff.
Right.
I spent money on the wardrobe that they was wearing. I think it was Iceberg. Now this is stuff that the Don't Know Average Manager actually do.
Nah, because I'm listening right now. You did that?
Yeah. So what I'm basically saying too is, far as that album and stuff, like
you was involved.
Yeah. Should I have said 90-95%? It was my first interview. So it was like when it was asked.
You was like, damn, I got to do math, nigga.
Oh man, about 25%, or a whole 100. You know what I mean? So I wasn't trying to get caught up in the whole percentage type thing or whatever.
Right.
But I see how people run with certain stuff. But you know what I'm saying? But hey,
I mean, but this is why we doing a podcast now, just to get the realness. You know what I'm saying? Because like we said before, some people will try to fabricate it or put it as if you said this and it won't like that.
You have to ask yourself this, and which I'm not sitting here to go say, oh man, they sold this or they didn't sell this. I know what I was doing. Even from a song I was just listening to, somebody had actually posted something and said, it was a song that Malik said, get shout out to my connect, which is down my management. So with him even saying that right there, he's basically saying that I was the connect.
Right.
I mean, that's what he was saying. Say if they was or they won't selling, if they're around me,
they talking it. The game is in there.
Yes, so I'm not saying that what they was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No question. And that's not, nobody's asking you what they was doing. We asking what you was doing while you was with them.
And man, that's the whole thing. I'm trying to tell my story.
That's it. So while we still there with them right now, because, it is what it is, what's the relationship like now with them?
There's no relationship. I don't look at it like it's beef. But the reason why I say that, because, they don't call me, I don't call them, they don't check on my kids, I don't check on their family, you know what I mean? So I guess you would say there's no relationship.
Why is it like that? Because we get ready to get real with everything. We get ready to figure out, because like I said, or like you said, you've been home 3 years, but you was gone how long?
A little over 8 years.
Okay then. So we get ready to get real. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out, you was their manager.
Yeah.
Why is there no relationship now? Because I'm getting ready to ask you some questions like, when you left, where was it?
I have no answer to that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it wasn't me. I mean, my mind frame then of me coming home, I'm thinking I'm ready to have a big party.
Did they do anything for you while you was in?
Actually, I got my wife right here beside me. She said every time I call Pusha, he answered the phone. Whatever she need, he made sure that it was there. I didn't call Pusha too much to ask him for anything for me, because I feel like if I ask him for something, it's taken away from them.
Right.
So I said I ain't gonna do that. Then plus I'm a hustler, so I'm in there. I got poker tables. I got baseball tickets. I got a big store. You know what I mean? So I'm like
you working.
And then I had a couple of people who actually sending me some change. You know? But like I said, when I came home, Push actually came to see me and he gave me a check.
All right. So that was when you came home. That was 3 years ago.
Yep.
And there hasn't been anything else since then?
It wasn't nothing since then. You know, it's crazy because I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. Man.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. That's what we're here for.
Y'all, man. Like, just don't got nothing to do with the book. Because actually, before I even get into this right here, my book is about me. You know what I mean? I don't need to discredit them in any kind of way. I'm gonna tell my story. And you gotta understand this. People want to hear about what I actually used to do. You know, I already got the name of being the Clipse manager. So I already got the story. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't need to go and say other stuff or whatever to make the people feel like, oh man, this and this and this and that, so they can buy my book, or you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just gonna tell my story.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Know? So how I got the story of when he gave me this check, it was a thing of people, I guess, getting in his ear telling him that I was ungrateful. But it's funny because if you supposed to be cool and you supposed to know a person, for instance, like you Stress, me and you know each other, right? Yeah. But I can tell a person, even though me and you don't talk every day, we ain't best of friends or anything. Right. But I can sit there and say, yo, you a good dude because I know your character from just being around you in the whole night. Like me and you going in the car or something like that, like I know you ain't gonna bring me in no harm's way with her because I know your character. But I'm saying that to say, Pusha knows my character. And people who know me know that I'm not an ungrateful person. Right. Because I give people the shirt off my back. Right. I give people anything.
Right.
You know, so I'm not ungrateful. I take it like if he did hear that, it should have been a thing of, you know,
he should have checked somebody.
Checking me, I mean something, you know what I'm saying?
Should have checked. Like my thing is, what would make somebody so comfortable around me to talk about somebody else? Yeah.
But you know that usually be envy, jealousy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's you got people like that in the camp. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Or you know, around. But you'll never know until everything boil over.
So it's crazy because one conversation that I had with this guy, everybody know that he's within that camp, everybody know that he's a liar. Like that's what he do. Me and him had a conversation because you understand though, I'm not an ungrateful person, but you might got somebody who think that I deserve probably more than what he gave me, even though not even knowing what he gave me. You know
gotcha.
So they stirring up the pot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with this guy, and the guy's actually my cousin.
Family.
So you know what I mean? But we ain't close cousins. So I'm talking to him. So he like, yo, so what you gonna do, man, since you're home? I said, I want to start a hauling business. I said, but I might just go ahead and get a tow truck first, but I don't have enough money. And he said, you don't got enough money? I thought, what, Pusha ain't look out for you? I thought he looked out for you. I said, yeah, he looked out for me. So he like, well, you should have enough money. You know, he trying to feed it.
Right, he trying to feed it to, well, how much you get?
Yeah,
that's basically what he's trying to get to. But anyway, go ahead.
So you know, come to find out, he's actually one of the ones, too, who goes back and say, damn, man, Pusha ain't look out for him, man. Like, basically because saying, if you don't got enough money for the tow truck,
right,
you ain't got enough money.
Right, your man ain't hook you up. Your man ain't look out enough for you.
Yeah, because he probably looking at it like, well, how much a tow truck costs? To say if a tow truck costs $150,000.
He like, you ain't even get $150,000.
Yeah,
that's how he do it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how he do it.
Because he think I deserve more. Why he think that? You know what I mean? Because I ain't never been a person to count nobody else's money.
Let's get into the shit that people be hearing or what we heard. Why is there so much talk about Big Daddy and you? And for the people out here, Big Daddy's had a restaurant. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't getting y'all nothing else. Why was there so much mentioning of him surrounding your name?
You know, like I said, I'm gonna keep it all the way.
Okay.
All the way a buck with you. For the record, me and Big Daddy never dealt drugs with each other. If people know Big Daddy, how they say they know Big Daddy, me and Big Daddy never intertwined with selling drugs with each other.
Okay.
You know, with my situation, I had my family involved, and they were going to grab my wife, my mother, my sister, and my aunt.
Who was going to grab your wife, your mother, your sister, your aunt?
The feds. It was an article that came out that, based off of my cooperation.
Cooperation is the word that make people say, what the fuck are we talking about? Cooperation. Who you talking to? You're snitching.
Yeah, but not reading too deep into that. First thing it says, he had to tell on his connect. But what they don't know is the connect told on me. It was two connects, right? Well, they actually partners. So the connect came, he got bad, he told on me. And somehow he tried to put my family members in the mix. So they basically came to me, you know, and said, listen, we got this Mexican guy, he's telling on you. What he's not doing is he's not telling on his partner, which is the other Mexican guy. And that's who they want me to tell them. So now I got to sacrifice and say, okay, let me think about this now, because for one, I ain't trying to have the Mexican come and kill my family.
No
and
question.
Because they out there.
Shit, motherfuckers is crazy.
But then I'm saying, hold on. Was they painting this picture like, well, listen, if you don't help tell on this other guy, was the Mexican, because, you know, they trying to paint the picture is, you ready to go to prison for life. This Mexican gonna have your family members locked up. He gonna get out in 10 years, and then he gonna go back with his partner and them, and they gonna still be selling drugs.
Okay.
So I said, you know, but like we said, like we just talked about, I'm a businessman.
Right.
I'm a businessman.
Right. Let's chop it up.
So the bottom line, I said, bring me a piece of paper that's gonna give my family immunity. So they said, all right, well, we can do that. But they said, but moving forward, if they did anything, they're going to jail. The only one out of all my family members who actually selling drugs was my mother. but that's her, you know what I mean?
Right.
And one time, the connect ended up coming past the house, and she ended up giving them a bag for me. You know what I mean? So that's how she even got put into me.
Gotcha.
So my mother understand that there's a possibility that she can go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still looking at her like, nah, Mom Deuce can't go to jail.
Okay.
So I signed the paper to go ahead and testify against the other guy. Well, we ain't gonna say to testify against him, because what they wanted to know was how that initial meeting had set up when I went to Phoenix.
Gotcha.
And if you look at the indictment, it got him saying how much one time I had purchased some weed for. I think it said something like 500,000 some change. It actually says
they got it. Yeah, they got to write it all down in there.
So it's saying that person told on me.
Yeah,
which is the connect.
The connect.
There's no getting around that. It's in black and white. It's saying the connect told
It's
on
on
me.
paper. He said you did this much on that.
Yes. So we all know who that is.
Yeah. Right.
So, you know, because this is a true story. You know what I mean? So once you sign up for that, now it's room to open doors to bring in to say, oh, well, hold on. We got other people we want to ask you about, because you signed up to say,
right,
this is what you'll do. So when they came and said, all they wanted to know is how the initial meeting started when I went to Phoenix. They just wanted to know about that meeting with the guy saying, what did they give me this for? What did they give me that for? And the whole nine. So I said, all right, cool. So I break down what the meeting was about.
Right.
That's all I had to do. I'm getting the family off.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have been cool with them just getting off, right? So down the line, they come back and they bring me into the room and they show me a book.
What's in the book?
All my friends. All my friends never been mentioned. They all right now sleeping in the bed.
Wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I won't doing that. I won't doing that with my friends.
Right.
Won't doing it. But I gambled. And what I mean by that
I want to know.
Is, so say like one of my friends that asked me about, and I say, nah, he don't do nothing. Right? A couple weeks later, they catch that friend that I said that, you know, he don't do nothing. And he come in and he say,
thought you said he ain't do nothing.
He said, man, yeah, me and Gonzalez, we did this and did that, this and that. So now you know what happened? Now I lied to him. So now that agreement that I had with my family, they're going to tear that up.
Tear that up.
So I gambled with my friends.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to say this because, you know, I heard all the stories in the world. Oh, he tore the town up. What? Like, who did I tear the town up with? But before we say that, if anybody come up and say, oh, yeah, Gonzalez told on me, you know what you need to ask first? So hold on. Let me see your paperwork before you say that. You understand what I'm saying?
It need to be right there written. Because in his paperwork, it told who told on him.
Yeah.
Where your paperwork that say he told on you?
Yeah.
That's the part.
So let's do that. Because in prison, when the person say, oh, you got to have all the proof. You just got to show all that.
Oh, yeah. When they start asking you questions, it's like, you don't know?
Yeah.
This nigga's a snitch.
So now, boom. They bring picture. I see Big Daddy. I'm like, oh, I ain't never dealt with him. So they say, no, we know you ain't deal with him. They said, but you ain't never set no...
You ain't set no meat, no nothing?
No deal, nothing up. Now, what happened was, I do a show in Miami at Big Daddy Club. So that was our first time getting cool, talking the whole nine.
Right.
So he's sitting there telling me, I got this guy here and there. I don't want to say the guy name. See, now, this one thing I don't want to get into. I'm not going to get into telling the people around town who snitched, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, they out there.
A lot of them. I don't know. I might mention this in my book. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like I said, people can't say what's in my book. It's half written. You know what I mean? But I just got like a couple more chapters that I actually want to put in it, because it actually was written.
Right.
But then it was like, yo, you know what? Sitting on the shelf for 3 years, I said, man, you know what? Some stuff that I want to put in there.
You had to go back and redo some things.
Yeah.
Sacrificial
you know
lamb, man.
Just based off of just certain things.
Okay.
So I don't want to get into, oh man, well, you know, he snitched and he snitched and he snitched and he snitched. I ain't gonna do that. So anyway, Big Daddy was telling me, yeah, man, it's somebody actually in there who actually telling on me, this and that. And I was like, yeah. I said, man, I get a lot of that, the whole nine. So anyway, so he get to telling me what he was doing, whatever. And he said, but listen, if you ever come across somebody who actually wants something, just holler at me if you ain't got nothing.
Right.
Because I told him that I was thinking about
falling
shaking
back
a little bit, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to come to him to get nothing. They'll be saying if I know anybody, because... You know what I mean? Me and him selling the same thing. So I can't do nothing buying no 1-2 keys with them. I need people who want to, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So somebody had called me who was close to me.
Okay.
They said they were trying to get something. I said, man, you know what? I can set you up. But dude, rest in peace too, man. Like, I don't even want to be even talking about a dead man because he's not here to defend himself.
Right.
But I feel I have to because of he's not here to defend himself and people is putting
your name in there.
Put my name in there. So the person came to me and was like, yo, I'm trying to get something. I can't remember how many keys it was, whatever. So I set the deal up, right? I actually went to farm for someone military. But the guy, he's in his own car and Big Daddy's own car.
He ain't show up.
No, he ain't show up, but he sent somebody.
Okay.
And me and him on the phone, but I'm just making sure everything could go cool because this person is close with me. You know what I'm saying? So now, fast forward back into the story of when they showed me his picture, they basically know this because the person tells them this story.
That this happened.
So now I'm sitting here like, oh man, you know what I mean? So now I'm saying to myself, do I want to risk saying, oh no, that ain't happened?
Right.
With the chances of Big Daddy coming in and saying that it did happen?
Right.
Or do I want to go against what the person close to me is actually saying? So I say to myself, I'm not going to risk going with Big Daddy. So I agreed to say, yeah, that happens, right?
Right.
So with me agreeing to that, the funny thing is that I'm glad I did because people only tell one side of a story.
Absolutely.
And the reason why I say I'm glad I did because Big Daddy came in and Big Daddy cooperated. Big Daddy snitched. But people don't say that side. If you're going to go all the way with it and say you're going to be honorable in the whole nine, don't come and say, hey man, you had something to do with snitch on Big Daddy. So you coming to defend somebody else who had snitched. If you're going to be honorable on it, like you can't pick and choose with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I mean, you can do it.
You can do it, but you should
now you're not honorable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not honorable on the no snitch clause.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You like, yo, well, I don't care because he's a good dude. Okay, I got people who say the same thing about me. I'm a good dude.
Good dude, but shit, nigga, you snitch, nigga. What the fuck?
You just know what I'm saying?
Got
so I'm glad I didn't because he I ain't gonna say he would have came in and they would say, hey, well, such and such and such. But at the same time, I don't have no black and white to actually prove that.
Right.
But this is what I'm gonna say. It was somebody who was close to him who was on his case, which was his godson, who told me that out his own mouth. Me and him was on the compound together. So as we on the compound together, he actually showed me that because he said he was mad with him or whatever, this and that.
Right.
But then the proof of the pudding was when Big Daddy's wife got out. She had 20 years.
She had 20.
So how you think she home now? So you think she just said, hey, yo, I'm going to go ahead and say this and he's not going to be involved in it? Like, come on, like.
Right.
Don't just come at me and say this and say that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the story of the Big Daddy story. But I go into more detail actually in the book. You
Sacrificial lamb, man. Go ahead and talk about it then. So listen, because that's the main thing. So because everybody's like, yo, when it happened around town and everybody's like, yo, Tone went to jail. What's poppin'? He got locked up. Oh shit, how long he got? Oh, they find out how long he got. Then it's like, oh, heard some of his time coming off. How that happened? That's how the streets is going.
So how the time came off, I didn't get no time off of Big Daddy. Like, you know what I mean? Because Big Daddy was going anyway. Right. You know what I mean? So they won't like to say, hey, we're going to get Big Daddy because she set the deal up. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
So tell us how it worked.
But how my time came off, 5 years later, I'm on the compound. They tell me, pack it up. Then when people, when you on the yard and people tell you to pack it up,
you don't know where the hell you go.
They already like, hold on. People already got something in court. So when they hear, hey, such and such, pack it up, they ain't flinching because they like, oh, he got something in court. You know, he chilling.
Right.
But they know I pleaded guilty to 32 years. All my rights gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they say, Gonzalez, pack it up. Like, what? Pack it up? I'm like, it's crazy. But hold on. But I know we all, it's crazy because, we all laughing and stuff like this. Like, I don't want people to get the wrong impression that I'm glorifying snitching. Right.
No.
That's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, in prison, you might even talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
No question. It's an unwritten rule.
Yeah, it's an unwritten rule. So, we laughing and all that, Right. But that's not even the message that I'm actually trying to even get across.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we talking about it and we having fun.
Right.
Because I'm just
we laughing at the nervous, the bubble guts.
Yeah. Because I'm just giving the, you know what I mean, on how I was feeling at the time. You know what I mean? So I was nervous because I'm saying like, yo, they calling me to pack it up. And I'm like, wow, what people, you know, this and that. And me not even knowing like what's going on. So anyway, they fly me to Phoenix. You know, they had to do, so they saying that he's going to trial. I get there. They got a couple of other like Mexicans in there, whatever. I'm the only black guy.
You're the only black dude.
I'm the only
in there.
black guy.
In Phoenix, you the only black dude in there.
So how they do is they put you in a cell with you and all the people who supposed to go and testify, whatever.
Okay.
And the guy is next to you, but it's in bars.
Yeah.
Because they want to show the person
This the one that's got
ready to go.
you.
So do you really want to do this? So it's crazy. So he calls me over. So I go over there. So his exact words, he say, listen. He said, I want you to know, man, it ain't gonna be no repercussions with me. You know, I'm saying like, yo, this dude lying. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, well, what's going on? I said that. He said, I'm not going to trial. Right? So I said, yeah. So he like, yeah, I'm not going to trial. I want you to know you ain't no repercussions with me. I'm sorry that my man put you in a position to put me and your family up against each other.
Right.
Right? So I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. So he said, you know, so I just wanted just to tell you that, like, you know, it's all good. So I'm like, all right, cool. A couple hours later, they grab us out and they send me back. I'm saying like, oh, all right, cool. I get back to the compound, you know, I'm on the phone with my lawyer. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? What happened? I thought I had to
say something.
Yeah, say something. So he like, what happened was the guy, he ended up pleading guilty because he's cooperating. I said, what? I said, oh, so no wonder why he's saying.
Again with the word cooperate.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what that mean? Because I'm thinking that with me going to do this right here, you know, I know my family good.
Right.
But now I'm saying like with me, I signed that right there early on. You know what I mean? I ain't just signed that 5 years later. I signed that for my family.
You signed that in the beginning.
Early on, so they good already.
Right.
But now my lawyer's like, hold on, but now with you ready to go do this, then they got to look out for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what happened was he tell me that the government says that they're going to cut my time in half. But my lawyer, like, he felt that wasn't sufficient enough.
Yeah, because they was going to just try to take that 32, make it 16. Your lawyer said, we need a little bit more than that because for what just happened, I don't like the way that went down.
I ain't never hop on no stand and had to point nobody out and say, yo, he did it. Ain't had to do any of that.
Good job.
He said, good job. So with that being said, when you do that, and it all depends on who is on, and they're using you, you pretty much get to go home.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's where that Witsec stopped jumping in right there. Oh, come on, let's change your name, nigga. Get you up out of here. Come on.
But my lawyer was saying, I'm going back to them. It was some kind of motion they had to put in to say, listen, we don't want your 50% because he put his life on the line. What if the guy would have had went to trial and I would have went on there? He probably would have, you know, did something to my family.
Right.
He probably would have did something to me in prison, anything. But because he didn't go to trial,
y'all just gonna cut it in half?
Saying, nah, you know what I mean? 3 months later, I get a letter and it said it took my time down to 10 years. Man, I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at it like, I got my family off.
And I ain't got a 10.
And I got the 10. I'm like, whoa, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So that would end up happening. But it's crazy because, you know, people start, oh, man, shoot, he get his time cut in the whole 9. Oh, he tore the whole town up. He tore the whole such and such up.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even the case. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where they went, man. And it was bad because your family, your friends, your people that's real with you listening like, hell no. Y'all talking too much. Cause I know he ain't do that.
Man, they ain't cutting my time over down there for no niggas around here. They ain't doing that. And it was some dudes out here who was doing something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know what's so crazy is? They were supposed to come pick me up, Big Daddy up, a guy named Jobo, and a guy named Dave. They were supposed to come pick up all of us together. They were trying to make one big conspiracy.
They were trying to get a RICO.
But what happened was my little cousin, he got killed one night at the Encore.
Okay.
And they end up, so they end up speeding it up because they felt that, you know, 'cause people say I had something to do with it.
Right.
So what they thinking is, yo, you know what? The feds dirty now.
Oh, yeah.
Because this how they think. Yo, you know what? We need to go get him now before somebody do something to him and he can't do this time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So they came and got me faster. You know what I'm saying?
So you in there, you doing your time, and the people in there know who you are.
Yeah.
How did they receive you when you got in there?
It was a lot of speculation anyway already running because, man, people terrible. So they was already saying before they knew anything in the whole 9 that, oh, he's snitching. So I'm already coming into a situation already saying that I'm snitching before I even
Right.
I even cooperate.
So you got to walk in there ready to protect yourself and your name off the
Yeah.
top as soon as you get in there.
But I did a lot of stuff for a lot of people on the streets.
Okay.
So when I got in there, it was guys them in Virginia who would be like, I'm talking about, it was guys who come up to me and be like, yo, you fed me and my family, man. I ain't getting nothing from you directly, but I ate off your plate. You got any problems in here, man, they got to take it up with me too. And I'm talking about, like, when I say a lot of guys. You know, because when you get in there, you got to show your paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
If your paperwork wrong, then you got to go. So I'm the kind of person that I come in and I show them what it is, and in my paperwork, it's telling how the Mexicans, what happened in the whole nine.
Yeah, they dropped.
It was dude them in prison who was saying, well, that's like a war thing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? At the time, because they're like, hold on, so you mean to tell me, like, you ain't got to go nowhere, you know what I'm saying?
One thing about it, you go in, they will read your paperwork.
But it was a thing of, you had dudes from other places who was like, oh, man, but without even hearing the story. Because, you know, some dudes, they don't care about, shoot, if he told anything, nah, you know, da-da-da.
Right.
We don't care about his family. Like, he shouldn't have his family in there and all kind of stuff like that. You know what I mean? But you from another whole state, you don't got nothing to do with Virginia. So, you know, Virginia govern their own.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we all sit together, so you don't got nothing to do with that. Once I got the okay to say, no, you good, now they taking on my responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they signed up for, to say, oh, you good. So by you saying that I'm good, you telling the other people, if you come by with him, you buying with us.
No question.
So I ain't had no problems in prison.
Okay, well, that's what's up. So you was good then. Social media has shown me a different you from back then. And to me, that's nothing but God. That's respect, that's love, that's honor, that's wisdom, that's everything that a man should be. No matter what he goes through, you're always supposed to change. You're always supposed to grow. You're supposed to embark on new things. And you've shown us that, like I said, Renaissance man, you've shown us that the tone that we knew back then is not the same tone now, but he's the same tone. You feel me? Nobody has the right to judge anybody. Nah. I can never be your judge, no matter what. Unless we talking about the gospel, if we talking on that level, because I know a lot of people that study the book, that's the only thing we can judge each other on, because if we're both living in that life, then we can judge each other on it. But nobody can judge where you've came from, where you are, and they damn sure can't judge where you're going. Every man has a past, and your past is what creates your present, which is what helps you build into your future. So I want to say to you this. I love you, bruh. I ain't never let anybody say a dirty word against you to me. Like I said, nothing should make anybody feel comfortable enough with another person that they can talk about another person. And if that person don't check them, I've checked a lot of people that mention your name. How you know them?
Man, I saw you press like on that meme that had going around about me on social media.
Which one?
I'm messing with you.
I'm like, which one? Because I ain't like no memes about you.
Listen though, but listen, I ain't gonna lie though. I called my man. I was like, yo, they got a thing that said if snitching was a person and had me,
has your face on it.
Listen, you understand though. And my man sent it to me. He was like, you see this? So I'm seeing it. So I called my man. I said, yo, I tell him. He on the phone laughing for about 20 minutes. I had to hang up on this dude. Yeah, but it was funny. It was so funny though.
It was funny, but it ain't funny.
No, yeah, exactly.
It's funny, but it ain't funny.
It's funny, but it ain't funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I see what people trying to do, you know, in the whole nine. I'm not out to glorify anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know, my wife hate when I say this right here because she be like, well, you don't need to be sounding like you contradicting yourself. And I'm not. She hate when I make this statement. I truly believe in if you do the crime, you're supposed to do your time.
Right.
I truly believe that. But I look at it like when my family is involved, I look at it like being trapped in that corner. And I realize in that game, you got to be ruthless.
Yeah.
You got to not care whether they pick your family and all that up. You really got to say, shoot, I don't care. You can pick all of them up and all this. I mean, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Means I'm not Ghost.
now you got people who actually thinking in their mind, shoot, nah, I mean, I would did the same thing, but they're not going to say it.
Right. They ain't going to say it.
You know what I'm saying? They're
it.
not going to say it. But I always say it's two people who I know who's not going to say it. Rappers, if they say it, they kill their career. And people who still out there in the street. Because they look at it like, You think your man gonna give you some work if you say, "Oh man, I would do the same thing"? You ain't get no work from that man. He's like, "Yo, as soon as you get caught, nigga, you gonna tell on me." You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I take my head off to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not built for that world. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
Last thing I got for you, man. What's all of this for? What's the purpose?
My purpose is like we got a lot of violence going on in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? Even around the world, you know. And I'm not sitting here trying to even say, hey, if you get caught doing what you're doing, do what you're supposed to do. Da da da.
Right.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, don't even start. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand that my situation can actually happen to you with them ready to grab the women in the family and possibly kids and all this and all that, if you're not willing to say, fuck that, don't even begin the process of even doing that.
Right.
So if I can help 1-2 people, that's actually what I want to do. Like me and my wife, when we decided to go ahead and tell my story, she said, yo, babe, you know what? You need to go ahead and put your book out. But you know what I think you need to do? She was like, I think you need to help at-risk kids. You need to get with like 1 or 2 organizations with at-risk kids and put some of the proceeds for them organizations. So, you know, I ended up getting with one already that's behind me. I'm actually looking for one more. You know, I used to make jokes when like people call me. I'd be like, man, I don't care if I make $5,000. You know what I mean? I just say stuff like that because I look at it like as long as I can help. You know, so that's actually what it's about. And then I feel like people need to hear my story because it's a whole bunch of speculations out there with this, that, but I'm giving you the real story and stuff that I'm saying you can actually look and it's actually documented, you know. So the story that I'm actually giving, not only a true story, but now you're actually hearing it from my mouth. So if I don't tell my story, the narrative that's already painted out there is going to be going on forever.
We know how the media portrays stuff. We know what type of person you are, so we wanted you to get your story out. We say, let's get Geezy, let's get his story. People need to know that you tell your story how you want to tell it.
Yeah,
But
like I said, at the end of the day, by me telling my story, if it's gonna make somebody else look bad, like you know what I mean, I'm just telling my story.
Right.
I'm not out to make nobody look bad, but by me telling my story, if that's making a person look bad, like
They need to check themselves. So what you doing right now, Sacrificial Lamb, the book coming out, make sure you get it. But check this out, what he's doing in the book is giving you an opportunity to see what path, if you're on that road, where it can lead to. You're a whole different dude, man. I'm telling you, I'm looking at an entirely different dude right now. You Papa Smurf right now. You got the full gray beard.
He used to be hyped. Hey, come on,
Yo,
man, come on.
hey,
What's up, Strez?
hey, man.
He's like, call.
He used to run up on you with the gold tooth in his mouth, man. Had the bottle in his hand. He holding, he doing, he funny. Hey, what's good? What's good? Hold that. You got it. I'm here, baby. What's good?
Yeah.
Now, he checking on his daughters. He making sure they good. He got his wife out, making sure she having a good time. When he's celebrating, she's celebrating. Business is booming.
Yeah.
Life is good.
see, and you know the funny thing is like with my daughters. I got some beautiful, beautiful daughters, man. Like with me going for almost 10 years, because you know, we got to narrow that 8 down to 10.
Yeah.
Like,
I say it like that.
Yeah, it's 10.
10 years. Sound better.
My wife did a wonderful job with them. Stuff can happen to kids just with me being gone and with her dealing with what she dealing with and all that, and with her staying by me. Like she was a strong woman for that. And you know, with all I got one of my daughters. She getting ready to graduate college.
Okay.
This year. Another one going to high school, and another one graduate high school next year. So but a funny story.
Almost out the house.
Yeah.
I'm about to walk around naked again.
I can't wait because I tried now. She ain't letting me. Can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing.
But I say that to say too. So people ain't wanting this book to come out because they like, hey man, you don't need your daughters in to revisit this and how they gonna take it and the whole nine. You got to understand this. Before I decided to put it out, my daughters are smart. They already hearing all this and all this. They already asked me, how come you ain't hanging with Uncle Pusha?
Right.
How come, it's crazy because I walk in the kitchen one day when the wedding stuff was going on. She said, Dad, why you ain't go to the wedding? I said,
ain't get no invite.
No, I didn't even want to say that. I tried to sugarcoat it. And everything. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So she's trying to figure all this out. And she's hearing, oh man, what they saying about her daddy, all this and that. So what's going on now ain't affecting her because she's been hearing all that.
Right.
So she said to me when she knew I was going to do the interview, and this is my middle child, she's Instagram.
Yeah, she's social media out there.
She out there. So she said, Dad, So when you did the interview, when I came back, she wanted to know all the questions they asked me in the whole 9. So the first thing she said to me, she said, "Hey, Dad, so did you tell them the story?" I said, "Yeah, I told them the story." And she said, "No, did you tell them the real story?" I said, "What you mean, baby?" She said, "Did you tell them that the guy who gave you," she said, "the guy that gave you the drugs snitched on you?" I said, "Yeah, and we don't want my mama to go to prison, you know, because she looking at it like she's a civilian. You know what I mean? Like you know, like if somebody steal your car, you're supposed to call the police.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like she's not in the streets. You know what I mean?
She like, make sense out of this for me.
Yeah.
You told him what was up. Why are they still questioning you?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So she got the mind frame of mama can't go to the prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I mean? So, you know, so they're dealing with it good. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I got to tell them, you got to take the bad with the good.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what they're going to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But I got some wonderful kids, man.
Hey, man, you do. You got a beautiful family, and for what you have done to protect your family, you're a wonderful guy. I'm sure they stay happy with you all the time. I see it. Like I said, imagine if social media was out back then.
Oh, man.
I'm kind of glad it went out back then.
I'm happy it went out back then.
I don't have 10,000 followers, 15,000. I don't need it.
Don't need it.
I don't got none of that.
You don't need it.
Man, people even call me and say, "Hey, man, you can buy a beer." I said, "Why am I gonna do that for? I don't want no. I'm gonna keep what I got."
Exactly.
I had like 3,000 before I did this. I think it's down to like 4,500. But that's 1,500 who buying into the store who gonna possibly buy the book. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. And every day I wake up now, it's like 20, 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's
marketing.
You know what I mean?
It's marketing.
But I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just trying to get
put
this out.
Put it to you like this. If this book is getting ready to touch some lives, then you need these people hitting you up so they can get that book.
Yeah, but I got some juicy stuff in there.
Well, we waiting on it, man. That's bottom line. We waiting on it. So I'm happy that you came through. I'm glad that I was able to call you, get you on the phone and say, "Hey, man, let's do it." And you said, "Hey, no problem."
Man, just like always, even back in the day when y'all called, I was right there, man.
Right there. And see, that's the thing. It was like, we could always call you. Like I said, when I met y'all in New Orleans, I called you.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, come through." It's easy for that, you know. And it was some people back in the day, you could hit up a certain person, they can reach the person you wanted and get them, but now you can't even do that. So the fact that I still got your number in my phone and it worked, I'm good with that, bro.
Call me, man.
I'm good with that. So
shoot, I used to sleep outside, man, waiting for him to come out. Waiting for him to come out. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this dude will come out, man. I remember I first gave it to him. He looked at me, he was like, all right, cool. It's for me hearing it. He's like, yo, who is this dude? Crazy. Like, he's sleeping. He outside. He's like, come outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't know who he was at first. I was like, okay.
You try to get that record out there, man. He was working the record,
see,
man.
That's one thing I always did. Like, you know, I always gave the artist a shot. You know what I'm saying? And for real, if it weren't for my blood, sweat, and tears, besides the Buddha Brothers, local people wouldn't even be played on radio right now. You know what I'm saying? Jack Spade, he holding it down, but that was what I was supposed to do.
Who knows? You might want to manage again. You might want to get some people out there.
Ask her.
Hell no.
She don't want me doing no
She said you ain't back into no managerial nothing.
She don't want me to do none of that. Like I say, man, I got even with this coming out, I got a couple of other books that people also wrote. You know, guys them who in prison who wrote some good books. You know, who in prison for like 20, 30 years. Dudes with life who ain't never getting out that I developed a bond with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they even tell me, man, they used to say, "Hey man, you know I mess with you, right? But if anybody come and ask me, do I like what you did? You know, I can't agree. You know, I can't settle that. Be like, man, go ahead, man."
That's what it is. So, look, man, we've been in here with you. You know, it's been wild. Your wife is in here looking sleepy. We don't want her to look at us like y'all got us out here late nights and we trying to eat, you know. Late nights, early mornings, man, but we in here. It's Dream Squad Podcast. That's what we trying to do. We got my man, Anthony Geezy Gonzalez in the building. Papa Smurf is what we call him. I think that's what his kids call him too. That's what the girls call you Papa Smurf. I learned that on social media too. But anyway, yo, he went in, he did his thing, he came home, he told a story. It shouldn't be no questions from here on out. It shouldn't be no questions. Any questions that you got, ask him, or Sacrificial Lamb, read the book.
Actually, what I got coming out first, I got a documentary. That's gonna be mean, you know, which ain't going too much into the book, but is about me. Right. And then I'm gonna hit him with the book like by the summer.
Well, that's what we looking like, man. So look, I appreciate you coming out. We appreciate you coming out, man. Much continued success to you, your family. Everything that you told us, I feel like was the straight up truth. I don't have no questions, and you gave me all my answers I needed, bro. So I appreciate it.
It's documented.
All right.